I'm just okay. Why am I actually good morning, everybody. The public being here, and this is that's also I think it is something I was trying to edit in a video for tomorrow and upload today, but that's my business blog, video something blog. I was trying to edit it and upload today. Those are the from online. So that I'm doing it. Whenever is a high, oh no, no, it's morning. It's not even have I don't give me over there. Maybe they should give me just because of me. It's not a good thing. I was saying that I didn't come online early because I was trying to edit my little Saturday job. Huh? Hold on.
Read what's up. How are you doing? Good morning. Please, is my audio okay now? Kindly let me know. Okay. Alright. On my speaker. Firstly, I'm sorry for coming on here late. Like I said, I was trying to, I post weekly vlogs, so I was trying to edit the vlog, just a very short one, because I really did not prepare for it. That's why I didn't come on here. I was trying to edit for myself and my sister. But anyway, I'm here now. Thanks to read and you all. So what's up? What's happening? How was our day? Though I already know how knowledge spent his day. Read, how was your day? And for the rest of people just clicking on the watch live button, you guys, thank you so much for being here. To the rapper, eh? I dey rap like this. You don't hear me rap before. I'm talking to Joa Hugo. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, but you don't hear me rap before. Of course, you've closed now. Knowledge. So you've closed from work. Are you still at work? Although I have closed, but I am still at my workplace. Do you guys even know that this is my workplace? I don't think you guys know that. That's where I am right now. It's not my house. This is my work accommodation. Maybe some of you know, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, I just said I should say that. Okay, you're off now. All right, that's fine. Um, hmm. Although I didn't really prepare a question, but I I had something in mind. But no, I'm not gonna put that. I'm not gonna ask that question. I don't know if anyone has a question that or a topic that you want us to deliberate on. I don't know if Reed has or knowledge or anyone. So I'm hearing voices. I hope you're not coming here to disturb me. Mhm. And also knowledge. What do you do during your off hour? When when you say you're off, do you mean like you are off work or you are on break? Sorry, I don't think I understood that correctly. Are you off work to resume the following day, or you are just on break to resume later? I believe your time over there should be past 7 p.m., right? Knowledge, your time should be 7:18 p.m. Which I wanted to wear my cap off. I know I changed my mind. I don't like. Is anybody dropping a question? Read, are you dropping a question? Knowledge, are you dropping a question? Because the silence is okay. Okay, okay, that's fine. That's understandable. Like myself, I'm also off from my work time schedule, but if emergency like let it happen, I will not attend to it. I will not. I refuse to. But anyway, I understand. Um, I don't know. I don't know if read is typing a question or I don't think I'm not really prepared for what I have in mind. I don't want to drop it. I just want to see if read. Do you have a question? Are you typing it? Should I hold up a little before I ask this question? That is somebody's reality, or most people reality rather, but somebody close to me that is living in this reality right now. So I just want to ask and just get better understanding about it. Uh, okay, thank you, knowledge. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I feel like lately we've been talking about love, marriage, and all. And I noticed that they're not really conversations that you in particular subscribe to. I've observed all of you, and I've understood the kind of conversations you like to engage in, especially you knowledge. Anyways, that being said, I'm gonna drop a question. Then it's just something. It's something common for most people. It's something most people struggle with, and it's something someone I know is a dilemma. Someone I know is living in right now. So I'll just ask, how do I put this question? And read, when you drop your question, we can also talk about that. Or whoever has a question that drops, we can also engage. Meanwhile, I didn't really charge my battery. Mhm. Let me abbreviate this because I can't use this. I can't, the space is not much. So you guys, pardon my abbreviation. Mm. because of the space, I couldn't type this question in full, but I'll just say it. Who is most important to you as a husband? Who is most important to you as a husband? Your wife or your mother? Uh, I would appreciate the men in the house to kindly, as a man, who would you? Okay, we'd have a topic. Okay, we just give me like 3 minutes. I just wanna. Why? Okay, knowledge in a situation whereby, as a man, your mother does not like your wife and tries everything possible to make life difficult, unbearable for her, especially considering the fact that the she never wanted you to get married to this person and you did anyway, and then she becomes very, very difficult towards your wife. What would you do? How would you try to handle such situation between your wife and your mother? Read, you ask your question. Please just hold on. Hi, Sam Glove. Good morning. In as much as I have lots of gloves in front of me, I'm sorry, but I can't put that on for no reason, especially. However, still love for you to stay and watch. But that's fine. I'm fine with whatever choice you make. Read. Attempt this question, or attempt it and then ask your question. And also, I'm waiting for knowledge to. I feel like once you guys just say whatever, then I can change the question to its question. What if the real issue started from her not wanting you to marry the lady you got married to? Hi, Tropical Man. Good morning. That's also welcome. So glad to have you here always. Hmm. Is he been using Lua? Uh, now we go crack our brain for this sweet question. Anyway, let me change to Reed's question. Let me read it out again so that I'll remember as I'm typing it. If your personality is shaped by trauma, firstly, before I change to Reed's question, let me um let me hear the final thing knowledge has to say on this. Knowledge, the real issue here is it started off with the husband, who is her son, marrying someone that the mother does not approve of, probably because she had someone else in mind. She did not approve for any valid reason, just because she had someone else in mind for her son. So, if you were in that situation as a husband, what would you do? Real Tropical Man, I am doing great and fine. Thank you so much for joining. As I await knowledge final contribution. I'll just change this question. Guys, give me a minute. I hope say space will reach you. Oh, I can see space not will reach, but I'm gonna make it happen. You guys, please pardon that question. The space bar is not really is not enough to contain the whole question. Okay, Jupiter man says my wife. Okay, I would have asked why, although I already understand why. Knowledge says I will take heed to what my mother is saying to notice any signs of what she's saying. But the thing is, it's not like your mother knows this person. She's not disapproving of this person because of the person has a fault. She's disapproving of this person because she had someone else in mind for you, that is her son, but you went ahead to marry another person. So it's not like there's a sign that she's looking out, that she's noticing in that particular person. Knowledge. Mm, okay. Alright. Can only get one mother, but you can have multiple wives. At the same time, you know that the wife that your mother is choosing for you might not really be um, as good as or be compatible with you, or may also have their flaws that they are hiding. But that's fine. That's by the way. Thank you, Norwich, for attempting that. Sweet Jesus. And also thank you, Real Typical Man, for attempting that. Now, I would really need you guys' help as we move on to this next question. If your personality is shaped by trauma, I don't go type rubbish. Is healing losing who you are? Hmm. Okay, knowledge. What you just is the same thing the person that I know did. I mean, he told his mom, back off, I'm choosing this person, and yes, he went with her. Although it has not been rosy, but things are getting better, thankfully. Reed, do you know that this your question here? It's very similar to that Alex's question that says memory as a foundation of our identity or a fragile construct. The conversations we had there is very, I feel it's similar to this, the conversations, the discussions that took place, that things that were said, very similar to this question you just asked. But let me hear, I beg. So if your personality is shaped by trauma, is healing losing who you are? I don't know if I should retype this so you guys can. Should I retype it? Because that if healing losing who you are is kind of confusing for people that would just be joining. I don't even know if they can edit. Wait, let me retype it, please. Meanwhile, as I retype it, you guys can still attempt it if your personality shaped by trauma. Mm, is healing losing who you are? Okay. Okay. So real tropical man says healing in this context sounds like change. You? To me, it doesn't just sound like change. It is change. When you are healing from something, you are letting go of that thing. And when you are letting go of it, it's changing it. Healing changes you. First, we have to look into the healing process. What you are actually doing to heal from such trauma, the new experiences you are undergoing. Mm. Is healing losing who you are? By who you are? Read, let me understand something here. By losing who you are, do you mean to say losing your identity or that personality you're talking about? I want to understand that context. That is healing, losing who you are. That part of you that you are losing, is it your identity or that personality that is being shaped by trauma? Read, I asked a question. I struggle with this word, asked. English. What's actually doing? Okay, I won't call it losing. I'd call I'd call it gaining a better version of yourself. That's my way to become man. So healing from is beginning a new improved self. Because firstly, a personality shaped by trauma is not who you truly are. You were somebody before you experienced that trauma. And obviously, when you say trauma is not something good, and trauma can cause fear, it can cause um, you to be cold towards people. It can cause you to be emotionless, and that's not who you truly are. So if healing is you losing that part of you that was being shaped by trauma, I would rather say that healing is you losing that part that was never you in the first place. Because whatever personality that was being shaped by trauma was not truly who you were. It was just something shaped by circumstances. That is just what I think. But let's hear from other people. I don't know if Knowledge is still here. Knowledge, are you still here? Meanwhile, Best Gist blog. Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. You are welcome to my live stream and also welcome to my channel. Thank you. Knowledge, are you still here? Oh, why you not saying anything? I'm calling you because I am expecting uh, a contribution. What do you think, Knowledge, about this question? Hey, this too much of sugar is not good for me. And just to add here, I'm just trying to think back to that conversation we had. You say personality, identity, they're like similar, yeah. And we know that on that last discussion, I think we majority of us concluded that our identity or our memories more of a fragile construct. Yes, I think who we are is more defined in the moment and not through time. It can be both good and bad as a person, but it depends on the moment we choose to show inside. Hmm. Real tropical man, that's very true. Best Gist blog says, well, I think you lose both who you are. I mean, what the trauma turned you into, and you equally lose so many good and empathetic side of you. You become aware, easily triggered, and sensitive. Yeah, that is what trauma does to you. But let's real tropical man. You said I think who we are is more defined in the moment and not through time. We can both be good and bad as a person, but it depends on the moment we choose to show it. Before I go to that, trauma of represents a limited impact on one's perspective of life. Feeling from that brings in a positive aspect of that same life for balance. Okay, what knowledge just said is equally the same thing we watch Rich Bitman said. But real tropical man, I don't know, it's just my own thoughts here. You know, when you are traumatized, when something in particular, a particular thing that happened to you causes you trauma, yeah. At that period, yeah, you cannot control how you react to things or how you little things can scare you, and such trigger is beyond your control. Let's say, for example, you were robbed. Mm. I'll use myself as an example. In my first year, I was robbed by all these window men. They entered my um, hostel through they entered my room through the window, and then they stole our phones. We were just like they blew something and I didn't wake up. And when I woke up in the morning, all my phones, my roommates, our phones and our money were all gone. And that's caused something in me. Even till date, whenever I before I go to bed, I pull my phone underneath my pillow. Now it is not just because of um I thought, okay, I feel like, oh, I'm safe, like this place is very secure, nobody can come in and do anything. And of course I know the place is secure, but there's this already um triggered fear in me that was caused by that particular thing. So even if I know that this place is secure, I'm already used to doing certain things because of this fear that was being triggered. And even years later, something else also happened at my compound. The neighbor was robbed, and since then, in as much as we know that our apartment is secured, there is still this need to double check to ensure that all the doors and windows are locked. So I feel like this is what trauma does to you. regardless, you cannot control how you react to certain things. Your mind is okay because of so thing happened. You always have to do so things or react in so way. So you may not. I don't really think that even I don't like you said that we can both be good and bad. Of course, we can both be good and bad, but when it comes to reacting to trauma, you cannot choose to just be at peace because you want to be at peace. No, there's this fear that is still there, hidden. You may not actually notice, but I just feel like the fear is for me. It's just there. The fear is just there. If someone should tap me now, you would see my reaction would show the fear um, because of what happened to me at some point in my life. So I don't know. That's just what I think. Best this book said, honestly, I don't think people heal from trauma. You can only learn to live with it by not allowing it to control you. But the stigma stays, and to some, it becomes a lesson. Hmm. Well, judging from the example I just gave about myself, truly, I don't think people heal from trauma. And I would also use the example of rape victims. People that are raped, they don't heal from it. They never heal from it. They just learn to live with the fact that that happened to them and there's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing they can do to change that situation or turn back time. Some they live with that. It can be they live with that shame. Some live with fear all their lives. Some just learn to control whatever feeling it causes, but no, they never forget it. But before I talk about this question again, let me read. This is why we say kind because we never know what the next person is going through. Yeah, married. So I was talking about rape victims, and even like what is rampant here in the. I'm in Nigeria. I'm in Nigerian, and we are facing a lot of insecurity right now. There is a lot of um, kidnapping going on and unknown headsmen, bandits. Some people will say Boko Haram, and that's fine. That is what we are facing now. Now there are people that have they've been kidnapped, they've been robbed, in short, they have used their accounts to borrow loan of 10 million. Now this thing causes trauma in them. Do you think that in the somebody like me, I don't move around at night. Once it is 7 p.m., I am not at home. I will stay in that place. That place where I go dey there till the following morning. That is for me. Now, do you think that those people will ever get healed from that trauma? Or even if they are healed from it, do you think they'll ever forget? Do you think their life will go back to normal? Their daily routine or their usual routine of probably moving at night or using a particular public transport that you know they use and that happens to them. Do you think they'll go back to using this public transport or go back to that usual routine? No, they may heal. They may try to heal from that. Or they may try to forget, or they may try to control their fear, reaction, pain. But that stigma is already there. That it was at so time that I moved, that so thing happened to me. So I shouldn't be moving around at this time. I shouldn't be taking such public transport. Do you understand? So it has already caused the fear. Now, answering Reed's question, now I said that personality, the personality that trauma causes is majorly that I think. I don't know. You guys can also say more things you feel like trauma causes. But personalities I feel like trauma causes are fear, shame, cold-hearted. Can make you strong-hearted, weak scared, and you know, maybe make you a hateful person. Do you understand? But when you heal, you are not losing your personality, because to begin with, you were never a spiteful person. You were never a fearful person. You were never whatever your personality or that trauma causes. You would rather become a better person. Let me not even say when you heal. When you learn to let go of those things, or control whatever that made, however that made you feel, you would rather become a better person, a better version of yourself. You learn to live with that memory, but it will forever be a memory. You learn to live with that memory and create a routine that will rather give you peace, even when you think about it. So people are even traumatized by cheating, but will just learn to live with it. This last statement was for real tropical man. Anyway, he said, so people just forget their trauma and move on. When I was a child, I crashed into a large mirror of bruised and became scared of mirrors and grass. As I got older, I grew out of that fear of trauma. I don't even fully remember the experience today, but I remember being scared of glass objects as a child. But today the fear is gone. Hmm. Like you said, can't really remember. And you were a child. I'm not. You know what? Let me hear from people as well. But I feel like in your case you were a child, and that could have been how many years ago? Cannot, I don't know. Probably you cannot even remember as well. But as an adult, do you know that as we speak, yeah, there are 30 plus years old ladies that are being raped. There are 20 something years old girls or guys that are being robbed. They are being robbed at gunpoint, they are being beaten, they are being kidnapped, and a lot of atrocities are being done to them. Do you think now that experiencing that as an adult would be easy for you to forget? Do you think that experiencing that as an adult would be easy for you to heal from? You fell into a glass object. If you are not scared of glass now as an adult, it's probably because obviously glasses are things that are static. You can just place it on the wall or hang it somewhere, and you are standing in front of it and looking at yourself and stuff like that. But in situations like, I'm talking about major things that causes trauma that I know of. Situations like rape, kidnapping, robbery, near death experiences. Experiencing such as an adult is usually very hard to, exactly. Some traumas are worse than others. Some traumas are worse than others. It's usually very hard to heal from or forget. I don't know the kind of, you know what, read. Do you mind, um if if you don't mind, you don't, if you don't mind, you can just tell us what caused this trauma. Fire. Wow. Okay. How old were you? Mm, the fear of something and a traumatic experience. But I want to know what happened. Read. How did the fire incident happened? Do you mind telling us? Um, okay, trauma in this context we talked about can be outgrown. It isn't a deliberate inflicted trauma. It isn't a tragic tragedy. You can outgrow your own trauma. And I also think that what best gist blog and knowledge you're trying to see is real tropical man. Yours is probably it triggered a fear for that particular thing, fear for glass or whatever, because you fell into it and it caused you injury. Or hmm, hey, I see there are a lot that I have about three people around me that have experienced rape, and I know what that particular thing did to them. Huh. It's not something that you can easily forget. It's been 8 years ago. 8 years ago, you were an adult already now. You were already in your 20s 8 years ago. So it's very normal for you to still remember it. I'll say okay, before I say mine, it's very normal for you to remember it. Um Read. You know, your own is fire. Fire caused your trauma. Mm. I don't know how that trauma is affecting your daily life. I don't know if you don't, if it caused you to not, probably you don't like cooking because you don't want to get close to the fire, or you don't like doing anything that involves being around um, fire or anything electric or hot. I don't know if that is what it caused you, but healing from such thing, that particular thing, yeah, I don't think it would really make you who you are in that kind of situation. If that kind of thing in particular cannot shape your personal, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe others could say something here that can also read what you are saying, but I don't think that particular kind of thing can shape your. When we talk about trauma, yeah, that really shape people personality. There are mostly trauma that are being inflicted, that are being caused by other people, their fellow humans. I don't know if you understand. You know, fire incidents can be an accident, can be a mistake, can be something that it just happened. It happens to everybody. But there are some things that are not supposed to happen, that are not supposed to even happen at all, are not supposed to be normal. But because of the wickedness of mankind, it happens. Those are the things that causes trauma that can change your personality. I don't know. For me, I feel like there are some traumas that changes your personality, and there are some that is not supposed to change. Like this fire incident, I don't know. I don't see exactly how it changes one personality aside you just being scared of getting close to the fire. Same with glass. Same with falling into a glass. It can just be you just being scared of um, going close to anything sharp objects or glass or and also swimming. There's this movie I watched, Boys Before Flower. It's a K drama. It's very popular. I know in that K drama, Gojun Pyo was scared of water because when he was little, he drowned and he almost died. Now he himself had to heal himself of that particular fear by learning how to swim. Like he forced himself to learn how to swim. Although it took time, but he dealt with that eventually. It didn't take away that memory of him drowning and almost dying. No, it did not. As a matter of fact, at some point in that drama, he lost his memory, but he still remembered how to swim because he learned it before losing his memory. So it's like that. It's like that. There are some that you can correct, but it does not take away that memory of whatever happened. But traumatic experiences that can shape your personality uh, can they are they are different experiences. They are more they are more severe. They are more hmm, should I use the word? They are more painful. Those kind of experiences can actually make one want to commit suicide. I don't know. For me, if any of my members, if any of my family member ever gets killed, tongue has power. I cannot talk. Nothing will happen to my family member. Hmm. Especially how you see trust. That means it is this story is more than just a fire experience. Now, read. Did someone push you into that fire? Did someone deliberately push you into that fire, or did someone see you getting hurt by the fire and acted like they did not see you or didn't call for help or left you? Was that the case with you? Okay, I'm just saying real tropical man's message. So he says, I outgrown my own trauma. Like I said, some people just forget their trauma or outgrow it. Some trauma has long lasting effects on one's life, like car accidents and negative experiences. Yeah, exactly the point I was trying to drive. I don't know. I know someone who almost drowned. He's still scared of swimming or getting into large bodies of water today. Does healing from this changes who he is? I don't know. Nah, nah. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like there are some experiences that you have that does not really have any effect on your personality. And I think that is just one of them. That is just one of them. I mean, your friend, the person you know that almost drowned. It's knowledge still. What do I like calling knowledge? I'm just used to knowledge saying stuff here. So when knowledge does not say anything, it just feels like I'm saying rubbish. Knowledge, where are you? Anyway, we we will go out of your way. Okay. Mm. The people are speaking. You are part of the people. Knowledge. You are part of the people. But you know, read. This does not really. It does not still explain to me how your fire experience changed how you see people. People, because you spoke about trust. So when you talk about trust, I want to really understand what happened. Did anybody push you into that fire, or someone neglected you when they saw that you needed help? Or are you saying this trauma started after the fire incident? Like maybe after your fire incident, people didn't really come around to help and support you. Is that what you are saying, Reed? This is Nigeria. Thing is, Nigeria tend to make us believe we are so strong that we forget it is like therapy. So trauma requires a long time therapy, although you won't heal totally, but you'll be able to live. My best gist blog. I think from this your last comment, I just confirmed now that you are in Nigeria. You're in Nigeria. My dear, Nigeria does not just make us believe that we are strong. It forces us to be strong. With everything happening right now in this country, we are being forced to be strong. Be hmm, oh, if we begin the talk about wetin this country they put us through for this live stream, nobody go hear what. Let's just leave it at that. But like you said, therapy is not really a thing. It's just only a very few people that take therapy serious. But it's not really a thing in this country, and I can't really blame them to be honest, because there are a lot of things going on. They're thinking about a lot of things, and mm, you're even forced to advise yourself. Therapy is like the least of your problem right now. You even think that you are not traumatized, but trust me, even our government is traumatizing us. I think I've said enough about that. About the trust, I can't say, Sha. Okay. I feel you don't want to give us the story behind the trust. That's fine. I'm not going to push harder. But I feel like that is what is going to really make me understand that. Mm, why do you say? I've never visited one before. But have you visited one real tropical man now? Why do you say so? I actually plan on visiting one in the future, to be honest. I plan on, I and my sisters will discuss about it that we're going to visit the therapist in the future. So I don't know. If it's not going to help, let me know now so I don't waste my money. I fell into depression. Oh wow. There were people who could have helped, but they choose to look away. I still had to keep working with finding that. Oh, now I I understand Reed. So you had if you were engaged in a fire incident that caused a visible injury on your body. Yeah. And then at that time you were not yourself. A lot of things you were depressed and probably ashamed as well, if I am correct. But then people you expected were going to be there for you were not there for you. And you had to do a lot of things yourself. Hmm. Mm. Although I don't know the kind of help you expected from these people because you mentioned that you still had to work with fire injuries and it took you years to come out of the show. Like I mean, I feel like the kind of, I think, I don't know, the kind of trauma that this could have probably caused is Goma. Are you talking about the Korean drama, the Korean movie Goma? I think I've seen that. I think there's a fire incident there, but that's fine. I think the kind of trauma this could have probably caused is, well, not. I don't think it's not really trust people unless they made promises they never kept. No, you not relying on people, which a lot of things can cause, not just fire incident. Hmm. Reed is a strong man, oh. Best gist block. Reed is strong emotionally, and I've not seen him physically, but I would say physically as well. Mm. That means all these therapists, they don't sympathize with you. Is that what you're trying to say? Now I even think about it here. As you just said, this real tropical man. The only reason why I would visit a therapist is because I think they may be in the best position to understand the situation and offer reasonable advices that can lead to solutions. That is the only reason why I can visit the therapist. I don't really need their sympathy or anything. I don't need anybody to pity me. If you Are you for real? If that's the case, let me continue using my Claude or ChatGPT, anyone. I've actually never visited one. I don't know how it's like, but that's fine. I don't like saying that's fine. So I was going to say that Reed, I totally understand your whole. Your friend is here. Is Eve here? Reed, is the person here? If the person is here, the person can just say hi, or just say something at least. You ended up hurting her. What did you do to her? How did you hurt her, Reed? Please, I really want to know how you hurt this person, what you did to this person. Because if your fire incident causes, oh, best blog. Oh, hi, best blog. I never actually knew. Since he told me your friend was going to join, I didn't even know that. I mean, he told me the person's name, so I was expecting to see the name, but I didn't see it. Since I just felt the person was just observing. I didn't know. Anyway, best gist blog. Hi, you're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know what he told you about this channel and what he told you to convince you to be here, but I'm really grateful that you joined today. I don't know what this nigga did to you in the process, but I'm not gonna speak for him or apologize for him. But anyway, for him to ask this question, no, we're not gonna go back and forth. I believe that for me to ask this question, there are a lot of things that he wants to set straight or correct with the people he cares about, not just you, best gist blog. Oh, that's so nice. You guys, thank you guys so much. Thank all of you so much for how you speak about me, how you see me. I really appreciate it. Even knowledge don't even blow my head this morning. Said my live stream, you know, provoke his thoughts. I'm just you guys, thank you. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I was going to say that read, yeah, that happened 8 years ago, and then it had made you, live your life some kind of way. Probably not rely on people. I know when you're not relying on not relying on people can also mean you not trusting people because you don't trust that they will come through for you because nobody came through for you when you had when you were going through whatever you were going through. Now I do not really know how this affected the relationship with um, Best Gist blog, but I wanted to know that I think. because somebody said that I should not personalize my conclusion. It should rather be generic. I'm not going to mention the person's name, so it will not be like this discussion is personalized. So others can also say what they think. But I would say that I know this person is laughing already. That prior to that incident, you were somebody else. You were not the way you are right now. So if you can change from that person to who you are right now, who you are that was being triggered by that fire, that means you can also change to a better person. You can upgrade to a better version of yourself. Mind you, personality changes. Just like the discussion we had again about identity being a fragile construct. Remember what we said that, as we grow, our memory accumulates. And then as they accumulate, they are being influenced by our actions, our beliefs, and also our emotions. So they change. So I'm telling you that you can also decide on yourself. I mean, healing causes change in you. This personality you think that you have right now, it's not going to be the personality, bit of without whatever happens, it's not going to be the personality that you would still have in if money, even money changes people. So there is still a chance of you change. It does not mean that you are losing yourself. There is still this side of you that is good, that is caring, that is attentive. I know Reed is an attentive person and that is determined. That is one thing I can say about Reed. He's a determined person. I don't know Reed, guys. I've never seen Reed before. It's just through conversations I've had with him. So, regardless of whatever you um, experienced in the past, I think healing or trying to make peace with the fact that humans may not always be there. I feel like I was 80 to do. Even me as an adult, I know that I can't even rely on people, even when I'm going through hard times. So that me going through that wouldn't really have cost anything for me, but people are different. So I want you to know that regardless of anything, letting go and making peace with that memory would bring out something good in you. It will bring out even a character trait that you never imagined that you had. Exactly. Like Rich Tropical Man said, which time is no, I don't agree to this. A new trauma can happen. We don't pray for any trauma. Oh, this new tropical man they scatter my head. We don't pray for any trauma to happen. But yes, anything can happen. Anything can actually happen. If in after we don't pray, anything can happen. And then when these things happen, regardless, yeah, it is left for you now to decide which personality you want to hold on to, which personality you want to try to. It's never going to be easy. It is how you treat people, especially as an adult, is dependent on you. So please, because people behaved some way towards you, does not mean that you should behave that way towards other people. Does not mean that you should not render help when you have to. As I was saying all this, a thought came to my mind. Now let me ask you guys a question before I go off. My battery is 24%. I'm sorry I didn't really charge. Like I said, I was trying to do something before I was asked to come on live. In a city, I mean, this is real life. It happens. You know, there are people that are, let's say for example, you get infected by a partner, you get infected with HIV for by a partner, yeah, that causes trauma in you. That kind of trauma I cannot even explain because it will bring out a lot. And then there are people that find themselves in such situation and they vow to spread HIV to whomever they come across. So if you are in such situation, what would you do? God forbid. I'm not saying any of us would find ourselves in such situation. But if you are in such situation whereby you are being infected by a loved one, yeah, what would you do? Would you decide to, or would you choose rather, like most people, to start spreading the disease to whomever you come across, or would you just decide to do something else? I'd like to know because this is something also very rampant. I've heard stories of people being infected by diseases by their partner, and then that betrayal, because that causes betrayal and hatred. That feeling of betrayal and hatred makes them make certain decisions that are dangerous to the society and even to themselves. So, what do you think about things like that, situations like that? I think that's my last question, and then I can just we can just listen to other contributions before I round up. My battery has gone down to 22%. Meanwhile, knowledge, are you still here? Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. Hmm. So I'm reading these answers now. My battery just keeps chipping. I've said several times that I'm likely to start by streaming with my laptop. Okay, it highly depends on knowledge. I asked the question, don't tell me be well. But if it highly depends on the person's victimized and their traits as human. At first, it will be so painful. They live in my heart, that's it. Now, if the person, okay, I believe best gist is still typing. In short, this kind of trauma self is even imagine somebody being raped and the rapist gives you HIV. Hey, Chineke. That one, you don't ever forget about this life. So there are some kind of traumatic, traumatic experiences that they give different experience, lasting trauma to different people. Ah, no. Let's hear. Knowledge, I was expecting you to say something, not tell me be well. When you say be well, you're telling me bye. Of course, I know we still exchange our goodbyes, but I was expecting you to say something, my dear friend. uh, like the book of James. No, the book of James is not a gospel. Maybe the book of Mark or Matthew. Okay, root recombination. There is nothing that can justify spreading sickness so that if you experience a car accident, you buy a car and drive about 18 people on the road. Of course not. But some people would, like most people, like I said, it happens real life. And these people, the reason their excuse for doing this is because is that their partner deliberately gave them that disease. Hey, nah, they have the warning has popped on my screen, but that's I'll just round up. The excuse that their partner deliberately gave them that disease, so they too would deliberately give it to others because someone did it to them. The heart of man is wicked. true, Sha. It's just I think I totally agree with what Quest Gist blog is saying. It just depends on your personality. It just depends on your personality and your values. Yeah, because no one would deliberately contact a disease, and because others choose to do evil does not mean that you should also do evil. So yeah, it just depends on the personality and the person. So that being said, some traumas does not really change the entirety or everything about you. From what I just got from this last thing that first James Brock said, it's not every trauma that you face that changes everything about you. Although it can cause distrust, it can cause fear and some stuff, but it does not necessarily make you become a bad person. Okay, that's fine. Does anybody have any other thing to say before we end the live? Because my battery is low. But if we don't, we can all kiss and say good night. Okay, please. Mm, okay. 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 So the real tropical man says there's no trauma that one can't heal or recover from. And then some of us are saying that read I go blow you. Some of us are saying that like best this blog is saying that you don't heal from the trauma, you just learn to live with it. So we're having two different opinions here. That's fine. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much. This live stream has been on for 1 hour, 13 minutes. Assuming my battery was full now, it would have been on for like close to 2 hours or an hour, 30 minutes. But unfortunately, we have to come to an end now. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate everybody that contributed knowledge, best gist, blog, real tropical man, read. I don't know if any other person said something. Thank you guys, and I hope to see you guys next time whenever I come on live. If not tomorrow, next. If not next. I'll definitely be here. Same time, 11, if not 11, 12, at most 12:30. Yeah. Anyway, bye everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Real Tropical. Bye bye.